Good evening and welcome to MSU's Inside Out. I'm your host, Tyler Lubin, and always joined by
Howard Wade. Thanks for joining us today, folks. We have a great show on deck for today. We have news with Nina. We have Josephine Montero, our very own broadcasting student here, coming on to the show with myself. What else do we have today, Tyler?
I got an interview from one of our own, Emily Norman. She's on the auction, the MSU auction coming up. We're going to hear from Cole for sports, and Caleb is making his debut as weather person. So a lot of nice stuff going on for the show.
Good stuff, good stuff. We are waiting Nina with our news update.
Thank you so much. Hi Beavers, I hope you studied for midterms. I know it snuck up on me a little bit too. If you need a little break from all the craziness, join the Minot State English Club for our second ever interactive murder mystery. Written, directed, and performed by students of the club. This interactive show will rely heavily on audience participation. That means it's up to you to help DI Fred Rude and his assistant Miss Missy Laddie in figuring out who committed the murder. Interrogate the characters as you follow Rude and Laddie throughout Hartnett Hall. You can reserve your tickets at the MSU English Club's Facebook page. Tickets are $5 and selling fast. Looking to join the fun? The MSU Wellness Center is looking for people for their upcoming volleyball and cornhole tournaments. If you're interested, you can sign up at imleagues.com. Now that it's getting colder, I can definitely see myself looking for fun activities indoors. If you haven't had a chance to get vaccinated yet, MSU will be holding a free COVID-19 vaccination clinic on October 19th in the Conference Center on the third floor of the Student Center from 9 to 12 p.m. The clinic is open to students, faculty, and staff, as well as family members. Please don't forget to bring identification to the event because it will be needed. Where has the time gone? Coming up in the next 2 weeks, on October 28th, spring registration will open for currently enrolled students. Make sure to give yourself and your advisors enough time to meet and schedule out a plan for next semester. That's all I have for today, Beavers. Good luck on your midterms. How are you feeling about midterms coming up, you guys? Or I guess it's already here.
Yeah, I'm feeling great.
How'd you guys do?
Great.
I hope so, yeah.
Yes, thank you, Nina, for our news update. Folks, if you have tuned in to any of our home games for women's soccer, you might have heard the voice of our very own Josephine Montero, broadcasting major here, and she's joining me today to discuss the success of our women's soccer team as of late. Josephine, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Now, first off, let's just talk about, they started off the year 2-0, right? The soccer team. Then they lost 2. Since then, they haven't lost. So I want to say there was a lineup change after that fourth game when it was 2-2. I think Daisy was brought into the lineup.
Right.
What are your thoughts on the attack and the style of attack that Coach Clemens and his staff has had with the soccer team?
Right. I think they've started to build up a really good dynamic in the team. I think they have good combinations within the defensive line with the, as you mentioned, Daisy DeBoer coming back from an injury. She's very safe. She's good with the ball. She is a good player to have in there in the center, and as well as having Melanie as on the top in front of her. They have a good connection there, both from Netherlands. They speak the same language. I think it's a good combination there in the middle, as well as you have Sophia Lewis and Chloe Allen on top. I think great strikers, and they score most of the goals. So yeah, great team. Yeah,
and speaking of names and goals, in the month of October, here are some numbers for you. They're 4-0 in October, and they haven't allowed any goals. Sophia Lewis has 3 goals, Chloe Allen with 2. So do you think they can continue this trend in the month of October?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah?
Like I said when I was commenting, I think they have great speed, good technique when they shoot, good combination. So yes, if they continue like they've been doing, I think they would score many other goals.
Yeah. Now, some might say just by watching them at first glance, they play a bit unconventional by not running the lines as hard as some other teams and clubs would. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think the Coach Clemens is great at doing feedback and talking to the players, as well as trying to see what the other teams are doing and use our strengths and trying to find the other components, weaknesses, and use that for our benefits.
So 2019, they were 3-12, right? So at this point in time, they are 9-2. And moving forward, they will have Augustana coming up on October 15th. So do you think they can win it all?
Well, if they continue, like I said, if they continue like they've been doing, I think they can win it all and even go to nationals. So I think if they just keep the positive energy that they've been showing lately on the field, I think, they can be as good as they were back then, yeah.
All right, good stuff. Well, thank you, Josephine, for your help on analyzing our soccer team.
Of course.
You can watch our soccer team play in Sioux Falls, South Dakota against Augustana at 4 p.m. tomorrow. And they also will be in Wayne State playing there on Sunday at 12 p.m. Coming up after our underwriters, though, we will have Tyler with his interview and Cole with sports later on, Caleb Blaze with our weather. Stick with us.
Thank you to all of our underwriters. Trinity Health is a comprehensive healthcare system based in Minot, North Dakota.
Fiance, with all your prom and bridal needs, located in downtown Minot.
KCJB 910 AM, Minot's news and information station.
Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, beer, sports.
KIZZ FM Z94, playing today's hit music.
Mix 99.9, Minot's music mix.
SRT, offering a number of services including phone, TV, internet, and security.
KRRZ, 1390 AM, Minot's classic hits.
KZPR 105.3 FM, Minot's rock station.
East End, where the poor is worth so much more, located in downtown Minot.
Qdoba, easy, on time, full of flavor.
Nice Impressions, no job is too big or too small, located in downtown Minot.
MSU Beavers Hockey, online info at msubeavers.com.
Forward Communication, connecting professionals in the Midwest.
El Azteca, authentic Mexican food on North Broadway near the airport.
MSU Theater Department, year-round entertainment.
Red and Green, MSU's student-run newspaper.
MSU Bookstore, for all your campus needs.
Minot Nutrition Addiction, offering healthy smoothies and meal replacements on the go.
H-Bar-B Construction, for all your oil field needs.
Bear's Cat Donuts, located on Broadway across from Minot State campus.
I've been cheering since I was a freshman in high school. I coached for about 2 years. I was a head coach there. It's always been my life. I really love how involved all my teachers are, and they really care. I get a lot of real-world experience here. Public relations to me is all about helping an organization, a business, an individual be shed in a positive light. That's what it's all about. For the KMSU auction, we go around to businesses, we get donations. I got to auction off the packages on live TV. I loved everything about it. I can't tell you how much fun I had. I never knew what I was going to do, and I never had any passions. I have a broadcasting degree. I felt I was at home at school, and I finally felt I was on the right path, and I was actually going to like what I'm doing and be good at it.
And welcome back. A lot of stuff more on the show. We got a brand new weather person kicking it off. We'll be hearing from Caleb today. Caleb, what do you got for the weather?
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. I'm super excited to be here. Definitely cold is the name of the game so far. I mean, if we look at our current temperatures and stuff in the Magic City today, it is sunny with a current temperature of 43 degrees, chilly out there. Our high is looking at 54, probably not going to reach it, and our low is around 36. If we are looking at, if we look at the current temperatures around the state, it looks like it's chilly pretty much everywhere. If we're looking at our temperature in Minot, of course, it's 43 degrees. Over headed west in Williston, it's also 43 degrees. And in Dickinson, it is 45 degrees. Now, if we look at the state capital over here in Bismarck, it is 52 degrees. And headed over east in Grand Forks, it's 46. And Fargo, it is 48 degrees. Taking a look at our 7-day forecast, on Friday, we're looking at 54 degrees with a low of 36. And on Saturday, it's going to be 63 degrees with a low of 36 once again. On Sunday, it's going to warm up just a little bit with 72 as the high and 41 as the low that night. And then for the next week, we're looking at partly cloudy the entire time. On Monday, it's going to be 66 with a low of 43. On Tuesday, it's going to be 50 with a low of 34. On Wednesday, it's going to be 48 degrees with a low of 28. And finally, on Thursday, it is going to be 55 degrees. Now looking over down at Aberdeen, where our boys in football are going to play against Northern State, I do believe, it is going to be not too bad. On Friday, it's going to be 55 degrees with a low of 36. Then on Saturday, it's going to be 64 with a low of 34. And then finally on Sunday, it's going to be 70 degrees. This has been a look at your weather. So, hey guys, what do you think about all this rain we've been having?
You know, I was telling my friends the other day, I don't think I've ever seen a place that rained for 24 consecutive hours. It was kind of impressive.
Yeah, it's been ridiculous. I mean, I can't even remember like we've had this much rain this time of year. It's kind of crazy. I'm sure a lot of farmers have been like wishing that it would have happened earlier this year, but that's just how North Dakota goes sometimes. Yeah.
No, I know it was definitely something very interesting to see yesterday because I was like went out in the morning and I was very surprised to see the. Like, even when I came in for my night class, that it was still raining the same as I woke up.
Yeah, it was absolutely crazy. I think fall's finally caught up with us.
Yeah, about time.
Yeah, for sure.
The KMSU auction is right around the corner, and joining us is our very own Emily Norman, and will be a part of it. Thank you for joining us, Emily.
Thank you for having me.
How would you describe the auction?
I would say it's a mixture of QVC and the Home Shopping Network. It's all student run, so a lot goes into it. But yeah, everything's live, so a lot of it's improv, and you kind of just go with the flow, just make it work, yeah. But it's really fun.
What kind of planning goes into an event like this?
So there's a lot that goes into it. In our class, we actually have a promotions and a productions team. So promotions obviously works on our Facebook or social media presence and kind of plans everything out, and then production makes all of our content. And you also have to plan kind of when you're going to businesses, asking for donations, coordinating that, figuring out what you want to ask for, who you should go to, who's going to be beneficial for. Even going into these businesses, figuring out, it's kind of easy sometimes to gauge who's going to say yes or no, but also deciding who you're wanting to donate to for that year.
You mentioned businesses. Like, how would you personally go about like approaching these businesses?
So it's been different this year because last year, everything with COVID, we had to do everything virtually, and that was kind of tough. So this year we're able to go in person, talk to them, which is easier. Usually I'll go in person, and then to follow up I'll call, and then kind of go back and forth, depending. I feel like you have to just gauge everything and see how it is.
Now, this being your second year in the auction class, have you learned anything from the previous experience?
I would say I've learned to just go with the flow and get comfortable with not being uncomfortable, but doing stuff outside of your norm. I know that some of our students are a little more comfortable going in person and talking to people, and others aren't. But I would say we all kind of come together, and I'm glad that I am a second year because I can kind of mentor the other students in a way and help them out, because I know it's not easy.
Now, everyone knows about the auction night is a long process, start to finish. Now, how would you describe the students' perspective of what it's like on auction night?
It's a long night. I mean, we're there for probably 10 hours at least. A lot goes into it, from, changing into the outfits, figuring out what you're going to say. Like I said before, a lot of it's improv, and I think it really helps when our talent has like a good partner on stage with them, because then if you already have that camaraderie, then it's a lot easier to just kind of present all of our products.
Now, one of the big attention grabbers at the auction night is the packages. Could you possibly describe how these packages are put together?
Yep, so the students kind of go out and get those donation items, like I had said, and Gianna mostly does that. Some of the students will help putting those packages together, but obviously we try to put items together that make sense. Like I'm not going to put a dog toy together with something for a car. It just doesn't make sense versus a family pass to something with some type of different event or something. So we just kind of see what we end up getting because it changes each year.
So what would be your favorite part of auction night?
Ooh, let's see. I did talent last year and I did really like that. It was just fun. Everyone was in a good mood and I guess we were all kind of in the same boat because we're like, okay, we just have to get this done. We have to have a positive attitude and just make, the best out of everything. Like I said, with COVID, we had to wear gloves and a mask and it was a lot different, but I would say probably just the camaraderie and the people in our major, what make it fun for me.
Now, usually the auction does have a charity that 10% goes to. Which one is chosen this year?
So this year we chose Prairie Grit, and it's for adaptive sports. And a lot of the people that we've talked to are really excited because they're a big part in our community here in Minot. So yeah, we're excited to donate to them this year.
And you said you were talent last time. Are you going for the same role this time, or are you trying something else?
I think I'm going to switch it up. So I'm a PR focus, and I've never been behind the scenes with those packages and organizing them and bringing them onto the stage and everything. So I think I want to do that this year.
Awesome. What are the details? Like what time do you guys start the pre-show and stuff like that?
So it's December 2nd. The pre-show is at 5 or 5:30, I believe. I'd have to check. But our actual auction starts at 6:30.
Now, if any of these businesses wanted to get on the pre-show, is there a certain criteria they have to meet, or is it?
Yep, so usually it's around $750. There's different categories we have, but usually our higher donators are people that are wanting to kind of contribute more, then they get their own little segment to kind of talk about their business and give us a deeper dive into everything that they do.
Now, the excitement obviously around the department on auction night is really, really high. How does you manage those kind of like the stress that goes with it?
Like I said, I think you just have to make the most out of it. I know that, or I just assumed last year that everyone was kind of stressed. Everyone was stressed. And so, we just make the most out of it and have a fun time. I feel like everyone in our major is already talkative and just, we're all kind of unique, which I like because we all have different personalities that make it fun.
Awesome. You said that COVID last year posed a challenge. Obviously not having those same restrictions. Going in person, more of an easier time?
I would say so. I think a lot of things are easier hands-on and in person. I know we kind of have a motto that like when you're asking for donations, it's easier to say no to someone's face. We show emotions through our faces. So it's just a little easier to go in person. Just going to the class in person, I feel like is better. I know when it was online, I was a little less motivated to join. So it's been better.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Be sure to tune in and support KMSU Auction on auction night. We'll be right back with sports after a word from our underwriters.
I got so flustered.
Minot State's small enough that you get to experience a lot of good things. You get into radio right away, TV right away, work as a director, a producer, or a talent on the show. It's really fun to be involved doing all those things. We've got the new technical equipment. Everything you work with here, for the most part, is going to be out there in the real world. Neil Roberts is a great mentor. He has been seasoned in TV and radio and able to bring that experience to the classroom, and he's personable. He has a passion for it, and he wants everyone else to share that passion as well. I'm the director and producer of Inside Out. I work with a lot of different people and make sure that everyone's satisfied and everybody's working together to make communication what it is. Over this semester, everybody's worked together and found this rhythm with each other, and it all just comes together and makes a really nice finished product.
And we're back. At this time, we will have our sports update with Cole. Cole, what do you have for us today, man?
Yeah, there's, again, more hockey action this week. Obviously, Minot State men will be here in town this weekend. Unfortunately for the women's team, won't be able to play this weekend. But hello, Beaver fans, and happy NHL opening week. Some more hockey. I am Cole Clementich, back again with your Inside Out Sports. If you've not yet been to an MSU women's soccer game, well, now is the time to do so, because they cannot stop winning on the pitch. The Lady Beavers are streaking their way in and around the NSIC. They carried their red-hot win streak on Sunday, extending it to 9 games as they prevail over MSU Moorhead 1-0. Daisy DeBoer chipped home the lone goal on a penalty kick drawn by Melanie Van Wallstein. Next up for the Beavers will be in Augustana when they take on the Vikings. The homecoming game didn't turn out as what many may have hoped, but the young Beaver football team showed signs of improvement. Ali Muhammad and Minot High alum Peyton Lamourie racked up touchdowns in the Beavers' 29-17 loss to MSU Moorhead Dragons. Jonathan Leon forced a strip sack, and Nylan Miller-Levi tipped a pass for an interception as the Beavers defensively gave up 15 points, where the other 14 by the Dragons came on either special teams or a pick six. Beavers go on the road to Northern State this weekend. The women's hockey team continues to impress on the ice. The Beavers traveled to Colorado, and it was a clean sweep for them. With the likes of CU Boulder and Colorado State University, it was no problem for the Beavers as they posted a shutout in every game and potting 16 goals. Minot High alum and defender Paige Ackerman netted her first collegiate goal during the weekend. Beavers rolled to a 5-0 record in their first 5 games. Unfortunately, the Beavers, like I said, will not be hosting Lindenwood this weekend as the upcoming series got canceled, so it's on to Midland next week. The Minot Minotauros fell short versus newly minted North Iowa on home ice, losing 3-2 on Friday and losing the lead to ultimately lose on Saturday 6-3. Assistant coach Darren Banks had much to say about the team's third period performance on Saturday.
Just work on our preparation a little bit going into the third period there. Obviously, North Iowa is a good team. Just make sure that we're prepared, especially in and around the net.
The Toros will face off with the Bulls this time in North Iowa. It's time for the weekend preview. Not a heavy load, but still some quality games to get around. Catch some ACHA college hockey when the Minot State men drop the puck with Liberty University, 7 on Friday and 7:30 on Saturday. Minot High and region champion Bishop Bryan Lions in football are back at home once again for Friday Night Lights. All seniors for both teams will be honored when Bishop Bryan will host an in-town foe, the Nedros Cardinals, and Minot High hosts Single A Jamestown. Both games kick off at 7. That is all we have for this week on KMSU Sports. I am Cole Clementich signing off, and as always, roll Beavs. Tyler Howard, NHL opening week this week. A lot of exciting games. The Seattle Kraken made their debut. My team, the Colorado Avalanche, won last night against the Blackhawks. How exciting is it to have some more sports come into our lives?
It's great, man. Like you mentioned, the Kraken finally having a team represent them on the ice. Alex Ovechkin, pretty old, but still got the skill there on the putt.
Oh, yeah.
Good to see him net another goal and get closer to that all-time top 5 list, you know. I think it's a good start to NHL.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Great time for hockey season, too.
Thank you, Cole, for our update with sports. At this time, we will head to our final promo, and we will come back to wrap up our show.
I've been cheering since I was a freshman in high school. I coached for about 2 years. I was a head coach there. It's always been my life. I really love how involved all my teachers are, and they really care. I get a lot of real-world experience here. Public relations to me is all about helping an organization, a business, an individual be shed in a positive light. That's what it's all about. For the KMSU auction, we go around to businesses and we get donations. I got to auction off the packages on live TV. I loved everything about it. I can't tell you how much fun I had. I never knew what I was going to do, and I never had any passions. I have a broadcasting degree. I felt I was at home at school, and I finally felt I was on the right path, and I was actually going to like what I'm doing and be good at it.
Minot State's small enough that you get to experience a lot of good things. You get into radio right away, TV right away, work as a director, a producer, or a talent on the show. It's really fun to be involved doing all those things. We've got the new technical equipment. Everything you work with here, for the most part, is going to be out there in the real world. Neil Roberts is a great mentor. He has been seasoned in TV and radio and able to bring that experience to the classroom, and he's personable. He has a passion for it, and he wants everyone else to share that passion as well. I'm the director and producer of Inside Out. I work with a lot of different people and make sure that everyone's satisfied and everybody's working together to make communication what it is. Over this semester, everybody's worked together and found this rhythm with each other, and it all just comes together. It makes a really nice finished product.
Destin Hall. My major is broadcasting, specifically journalism. I've always liked photography. I just like to be that guy with the camera. I like interviewing the people. That's just something I always wanted to do. My grandpa always read the newspaper, so I wanted to take that and write in the newspaper because I know he'll be proud. So I want to get all my classes in right now so I can have a lot of experience in the field. So as soon as I get out of college, I can find the job that I really want to do. The people here are very wonderful. It's like a big family. They'll always have your back, and that's what I like about it.
I'm Shalom Barron. I'm from Kalispell, Montana. I'm a junior. You do a lot of hands-on classes. I've never done newspaper writing until now. I think it's great to be able to actually practice that. When I graduate, I'll actually have pieces that I've written. I definitely am interested in politics in general. I've been trying to focus on things that really interest me. That way I have experience in the things I'm interested in.
Welcome back. What a great show we had tonight. We'd like to thank our guests and everyone out there watching.
Yeah, thanks Cole with our sports update. Nina, thank you for giving us the update with our news. Thank you, Caleb, stepping in today with our weather update. And Tyler, today was what, fourth, fifth show?
This is our fourth episode of the semester, yeah. And I know that we have both the Inside the Dam and the Saturday Showdown coming on.
Yep.
We'd like to thank our tech crew back there, as they do a really good job to make sure that we can do as well as we do out here.
And if you're looking for something to do coming up around Minot State, there will be a movie night. Later on in the few weeks, Black Widow will be shown in the Beaver Dam, 7 p.m. You get in for free with your MSU student ID.
A lot of good things going around campus. Be sure to check out our show next week around the same time. We should have all the content you know and love.
Yep. And what are we missing? MSU Beavers men's hockey. Men's hockey is tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, live at the Mesa Arena. Puck drops at 7, so hopefully our boys can get the job done against Liberty. I think that's it. I really want to say that's it. Really want to say that's it, Tyler.
Have a magical evening, Magic City.